This day 684 of the Arukh HaShulchan Yomi. Like sponsor coming shir or more of the Arukh HaShulchan Yomi, this coming directly will be greatly appreciated. So we're doing Tav Chav Hey Gimel to Tav Chav Vav Vav Gimel. We're talking about Shabbos Rosh Chodesh. Motzim Shnei Sefer Torah, take out two Sefer Torah, B'Karm B'Rishon. In the first Sefer Torah, take out, read out Shiva Kruim or Yoser, Parsha Shavuot, as many as you want, part of regular Parsha. You can say Torah Shnei Shulchan, you put the second Torah Sefer Torah on the Bima, V'Omer Kaddish Hashem, say Kaddish in both them. But you Sefer Torah Rishon, you pick up the first Sefer Torah and you wrap it up. The Shni and the second one, Korei B'Maftir, and the second one you meet the Maftir, which is Yom HaShabbos or Sheikhot Sheikhon. You push aside the Haftarah, which normally you read that week. After Shemayim Kisi, and you say the Haftarah of Shemayim Kisi, the Shom Kisi, because there it says V'yom Midei Chodesh B'Chodsho, the Shabbos B'Shabbato. That eventually there's going to be a real regal on Rosh Chodesh and Rosh Chodoshim. And Mishnah says if you read the regular Haftarah, then you should read after it, so Shemayim Kisi. But if you remember after made the brachos, then may say Shemayim Kisi, but without making a brachos on the second Haftarah. During the Arukh Birchos Haftarah, in the Birchos Haftarah, Eimas Kirin, you don't mention Rosh Chodesh, Rak Shabbos. If you ain't no big Rosh Chodesh, because no Haftarah on Rosh Chodesh. No dam Yontif. It's not Yom Tov Sheish Ben Navi, where there is a Haftarah. If you call me in Kaddish Shabbos, it's Orbas Manim. That's why on Yom Tovim, when we do the Haftarah, we do say Mekadosh Shabbos and Soros Manim Mashkim Rosh Chodesh, post Rosh Chodesh. Chal Rosh Chodesh Be'achad B'Shabbos. Rosh Chodesh comes out on a Sunday. After and we say that after on the Shabbos preceding. Vayom L'Yonason Mochar Chodesh. After which we mentions the following day being Rosh Chodesh. Being Rosh Chodesh Shnei Yomim, Shabbos Yom Rishon. Rosh Chodesh is 2 days. Friday, Shabbos and Sunday. Because our Ben B'Yisrael Shemaftin Hashemayim Kisi, we do Hashemayim Kisi on Shabbos because it's Shabbos. Shchosh Nogim Amar Charkach. B'Yisrael says a minute afterwards to say Pasuk Rishon Pasuk Acham Mochar Chodesh. Say first and last Pasuk Mochar Chodesh. The Krosh Mochar Gankein Rosh Chodesh to remember that the next is Rosh Chodesh at Kan Lashana. Because of the Yeshua Day of seeking Navi to Navi, we don't go from Navi to Navi. In this case, we wouldn't go from Shemayim Kisi, which is in Yeshaya, to Mochar Chodesh, which is in Shmuel. Ve'enomim Mark of Torah Shabbos. The Chodesh definitely say after Shabbos. Chodesh V'chein Nogim, that's a custom on Kan Lashana. V'chein Megat Sleinu, that's also our minhag. Let's not to mention Mochar Chodesh. You also can. If that would happen, theoretically, in the same Sefer Nevi'im, we would go skip around. Because chazan sos osis. Those who read when there's a chazan shul sos osis, I've never seen him. There is such a minhag, obviously. If it was just going to happen on Rosh Chodesh or any of the other Shabbosos, nidchei sos osis. You push off sos osis for you say to the end. Haftarah sub oso navi v'ani Yeshaya. But only if that haftarah is in that same navi, which is Yeshaya. Kamas simim tov chav ches nizbar the shari haftarah nidachim b'fanei ayin sham. Later on, there is an opinion that you push off other haftarahs on account of sos osis for a chasan. Avolei dan klam minhag. We don't have this minhag that ufra for the sheva brachos. We read a special haftarah. Dal haftarah Shabbos Rosh Chodesh nitches ibnei haftarah shel chami arba parshas, and it's parshas Shkolim Socher's not going to happen. Shkolim or Chodesh. So Shkolim, he says the our parshas are not all the our parshas can come out in Rosh Chodesh, but they are. He says the 4 parshas of him Shkolim Zohar Parah Chodesh. Because these have a greater obligation of Chodesh. For the Maftir Koreh B'Torah B'Arba Parshas, and besides that, the Maftir has lanes in the Torah on the Arba Parshas. In other words, has its own special laning. And therefore, when Hanukkah comes on Rosh Chodesh Teves, you also say the Haftarah of Hanukkah, which is what Siman Tov Peidal. Koshkin Haftarah Machar Chodesh, his name, and certainly Machar Chodesh is pushed aside because of the Arba Parshias. Hey, Vimchal Shabbos Rosh Chodesh B'Achaz Mishiva the Nechemta. Shabbos Rosh comes out, one of the Shiva Nechemta can go on Rosh Chodesh Elu Shechal B'Shabbos. So Rosh Chodesh Elu comes on Shabbos. That's what Ben Bezos the Gankin Nidches has Shi Shamayim Kisi. You push off Hashemayim Kisi, even though that's after Rosh Chodesh. Remember, we say Ani Asora, which is the Haftorah of the Sheva and the Chemta of that week. But that's Rabbeinu Ramash Ein Nidches V'Ad Rav and Chemta Nidches. Ramash says the opposite. No, the one of the Ani Asora is pushed off. We train B'Tami for two reasons. First of all, Gama Shemayim Kisi Yesh Nechamas Yushalayim. Shemayim Kisi also talks about the consolation of Yushalayim. That's the Taz. But furthermore, the came of the Mafti Akori B'Torah B'Shol Rosh Chodesh. Since the Mafti is reading in the Torah the parsha Rosh Chodesh, so because Gam Haftarah Rosh Chodesh, you have to read also the Haftarah for Rosh Chodesh. V'chein came out to Pernisa, and so too by 3 Haftarahs which precede Tisha B'Av. Rosh Chodesh Hav Shechal B'Shabbos, Rosh Chodesh comes on Shabbos. Yeshim Rosh Chodesh Nidches. Some say the Rosh Chodesh Haftarah is pushed off. Yeshim the Shimu Nidches, and some say that the Haftarah from Yirmiyah, which is one of the fastest Pernisa, is pushed off. The Kana Shema Kisi and Rita Shema Kisi. V'chein Iker Ladina. And that is the primary minhag to push to say Shema Kisi. Makushem minhag. There is no opposite minhag. Chein Nagu Bepozna. Pozna, that was a minhag. Chein Anagim Neshikenika, and that's our minhag because it's the primary minhag. After it's Machar Chodesh, Vadin Niches, Haim B'nei Shimu, Haim B'nei Ani Asora. The Machar Chodesh is pushed off whether it's because of one of the classes of Penusa, one of the Shem Nechemta, Came and Shava Kriya B'Torah, since there is no specific Kriya for Maftir, for Machar Chodesh, so therefore it certainly is of lesser importance. Mr. Bura says you should not skip on the Shem Nechemta, and therefore if you in other words, you should include it somewhere else. So if the Shabbos Rosh Chodesh pushed off Ani Asora, so then when you say the Haftorah Parsha Kitetse, which starts with Roni Akara, the Parsha before Ani Asora, you should add Ani Asora afterwards, and I think that is the minhag. Mr. Bura holds that brings down the Bira Agra that says that on Rosh Chodesh Av you do say the Haftarah from Yirmiyah. Mr. brings down that Rosh Chodesh Av never comes out on a Sunday, so therefore it'd be a moot point to whether you say Machar Chodesh the day before or not. Taf Chav Vav Din Bikas Levana V'Kama Zmana. What we call today Kiddush Levana, and it's time. Aleph Gosim Sanhedrin. We learned in Masechah Sanhedrin. Kam Varach Al Chodesh Bismana. Anybody who makes a Birchas Al Chodesh at proper time, Kulam Kabel K'nei Shechina. So he's greeting the divine presence. See if Achad says here HaChodesh Hazeh. See if Hasim says Zek Keli Ban Veu. So make a Josh Zeh 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 Shava. Tan Vei Rav Shmuel Imal Yosachu Bnei Yisrael Hakbil Bnei Avim Sheshmayim Pam Achas Chodesh Dayam. This is the Bryce which we say Kiddush Levana. Where Am Yisrael only married to greet their father in heaven once a month be sufficient. Am Rabbi Hikach Lemir Meuma. Therefore, you have to say Kiddush Levana standing up. And before the Kiddush Levana, Inyan Godol V'Noira. So it comes out the Kiddush Levana is an awesome and great thing. Kabos Be'Shchina, as if you're greeting the divine presence. Finally, Ishmael says, "So does Gedolos V'Noros." There must be great and awesome secrets in this. Kasher Yichu Chachmi HaKabbalah, as the stages of Kabbalah have written expansively. Miut Shinya Miut Terech, that the concept of the diminution of the moon, the Chet Adam Rishon, and the concept of the Chet Adam Rishon. Nogim Zer Lazar connected to each other. Lasik level in the eventual future, you should Tukan Chet Adam Rishon when the Chet Adam Rishon will be fixed. As Tukan Gam Miut Terech, then also the diminution of the moon will be corrected. So Ace, and at that time it says Nemar the light of the moon will be like the light of the sun. Base. Why do we make a bracha on the moon more than any other star? It's smaller than all the stars, although to our eye it's not smaller. It says here Zulas Kochav, except for Mercury, I think it means. In any event, I'm not sure what it means there because in our eye it's larger. Anyway, Mineshi Krovelarts Yoser because it's closer to the earth. Mikol Kochavim. Then all this the stars Ein Rechokah Min Aretz Rak Be'erech Mem Gimel Al Parsa. The moon is only 43,000 parsas away. I'm not going to bother going to the math to see if that's accurate or not. And we see in the moon the greatness of Hashem each every night from its orbit. Hamugash, which we can sense, we keep us and goes around the earth in every month. That's why it's called Yoreach. You see, like it says, Yoreach Modim. The moon is called Yoreach. It says he made the moon for Yom Tov Nesha Makevas Haaretz B'chol Yarach Yomim, because it goes around the earth in every month. Umugash Chesroina Milua, and you can see when it gets larger and smaller, waxes and wanes. Bisamarim Levana, and Amiso counts to lunar months. Nim Shalu Levana were like the moon. Kashem Shamana and Armi Musa, just like the moon has no light on the sun, Raktorim or Shemesh. It gets illumination from the light of the sun. So last Shakadosh Baruch Hu, we also don't have any light from the light of Hashem. Has Zoreach Lonu, who shines for us, and so Satorah Kedusha, his light shines for us through the Torah. Commotion and Amar, like it says, Shemesh Umogen Hashem Elokim. A sun and a protection is God our Lord. Shem Shalvana Techshach V'To'ir. So just like the moon gets darker and lighter, so the Jews, like we say in the Kiddush Lebara, Hashem said to the moon that it should be renewed. Ateres Tiferes. This is a crown of glory, La Muse Boten, which is reference to Am Yisrael. Shem Asim is Chadesh Kmoso, which will be renewed like the moon. Shem Shalvana Api Mechasona Sha'ala Oretz Nireis Good Nirasach Cheshech. And just like the moon, although when it's not seen on Earth, it looks like it's dark. But nevertheless, there's light on the other side of the moon at all times. So to the Jews, not all times. When there's no light in the front, there's light in the back. And because of all these reasons, Am Yisrael accepted this mitzvah with great happiness. Every time he sees the moon when it's waxing, by his statements, he created the heavens. Why is here the heaven called Shchakim? Because we say why is the heaven called Shchakim? Because in heaven there are a mill which stands in Shochet grinds. Mon tzadikim, mon for the tzadikim. On Rav Yehuda Shomer Memazu the Birchas Levana b'Sanhedrin, the Rabbi Yehuda makes a statement about Birchas Levana and Sanhedrin. Chagiga, the Shnei Rekiim Hem. There's two heavens, Shamayim u'Shmei Hashamayim, heaven and the heavens of the heavens. The Shnayim Hem Rakia Shchakim. Perhaps those two correspond to Rakia, which is the lowest of the heavens, and Shchakim, which is above it. Now, what does he mean? Obviously, according to our Messiah, that there's 7 heavens. And overall, they're included in 2 arch categories. We only find these 2 names for the heavens. Rakio Shchakim and Shamayim Shmei Hashamayim. We only find again Shchakim, which correspond to heaven and the heavens of the heavens. And we say with God's statement, He created Shchakim, and with the breath of His mouth of all their hosts. That's King David said. With the word of Hashem, the heavens were made. And with the breath of His mouth, all of their hosts. You say also Hashem gave them a rule and a time, not to deviate from their task. Hazmanu kol yimei olam, and the time is all the years of the world. And she's avishnin in 6,000 years. They rejoice to do the will of their Creator. Like it says, Yasis kiki barla roots orach. The sun is rejoices like a warrior, a hero to run his distance. Varmalashon Sasam Simcha, and this language Sasam Simcha is used commercial and saying Utar al Yisrael because this based on the future of the Jewish people. Shema Sasam Simcha Matzei Ba, joy and happiness will be found in Eretz Yisrael. Toda v'kol gratitude and the sound of singing. Polemesh b'losorames. The bracha goes on. They are true workers whose work is true. Here's this Rashi. It's a version of Rashi about Chama Levanakai. It's going on the sun and the moon. She'ein Mashayin Tifkut, they don't deviate from their tasks. The text goes in, places have a different gersa. Poel emes, shepulos emes. And the true worker whose work is true, Kosh Baruch Hu. This is going on a Kosh Baruch Hu. Shebemes, Uvadin made a Levana. That we're saying that it was true and justified that he diminished the moon. V'namashi Tischadesh, that which it says that he's going to tell the moon to be renewed. That is Zeu Silava, that's the mentioned future. Shetischadesh Legarmi become completely new. Leisatom Ischadesh Kol Chodesh now becomes new every month. We similarly saw the Muse Baten. This is a sign for Am Yisrael who are Muse Baten, Shkenim Maranavi, Hamusimine Baten, those who bear a burden from the time they come out of the womb. Klamar Musechlos, they have all sorts of burdens which they're afflicted. Messiah Baruch Mechadesh Chodeshim, and you conclude the bracha Baruch Mechadesh Chodeshim. Baruch Yotzrech. We say psukim like Baruch Yotzrech. Simen Yaakov. Baruch Yotzrech, Osech, Konech, Borech. Rashi Tevis Yaakov. Yesh Mitzchim Baruch Osech. We say Lamos. So we start with Baruch Osech. Say Baruch Osech, Borech, Yotzrech, in honor or the Lamos from Asiya upwards. With the Rokesh Shlosh Pamik Negda, as both Raglam, and you dance 3 times on your tippy toes. Vomer Shem Shani V'chule, just like it's danced in front of you. Tipo V'goymer, there should fall upon them to fear. V'mafreya Shlosh Pamim, you say backwards 3 times. Timo most of those V'chol, Yimukoven, Kem Yizu D'chol, B'chol V'achal, most of them. Tipo. Nagi Amar David Melech So Chai V'kayim. We say David Melech So Chai V'kayim. Kavod Zer David, it means that David's progeny are always with us. Shemachos based on Nimshal Monarch, the monarchy of the house of David is like the moon. You'll see the Tehillim, like it says in Tehillim, Zaro Yolam Yechiyeh, his progeny will forever be forever. Gomer Kareach Yikon Olam, like a moon, it will be for all the days of the world. Meaning, even though the house of David is dark now, it's going to come once again illuminated. And then we say each to each other, Shalom Aleichem, B'chulei, Kodadi, B'gomer, Domedadi, B'gomer, Shira Malos, B'gomer, Haluk, El Kel, B'gocho, B'gomer, Tana, Rabbi Shmuel, Imolei, B'chulei, V'ahi, V'hi, Ratzon, Kakosu, B'sidurim, all like it says in Sidurim. Kosa Ben Ramah, L'chein Ogil, Lamar, David, B'chulei, why I say Dom El Tzol, Chai, B'kayom, because his kingship is likened to the moon. And eventually it's going to become renewed. Kim also like it. And Amisol will go back to cling to Hashem. Like the renewed moon. Which, so to speak, clings with the sun. It says Hashem, God is like the sun. We are happy and we make dances. Similar to what happens at Chasna Adkan Lashana. Who are you quoting here? Ramah. Right. The main part of the bracha, that's the impediment, what's necessary. Other things, if you don't say them, they don't hurt. It says here, interesting, I've never seen people do that, but you're supposed to, I guess, shake out at the bottom of your garment. Hey, v'ein mekadosh levana el b'layla mamish. You should only be mekadosh levana at night, actually at night. And then when you get benefit from its life. Lo kurim not before the night. You should taste richas and the keres la'aretz. It has to be that it's clear that it's shining, illuminating the earth. Find the sheshim in itself. And the definition of that is that when the moon creates a shadow. In other words, it's strong enough that where something stands, behind it there's a shadow. When you say bracha, you keep your legs straight. The Toyin of Avana, you look at the moon, and you make the bracha standing up. Bialacha says that leaning is like standing if somebody cannot stand. But on the other hand, Toras Chaim or Kivei Eger names the Toras Chaim says that you shouldn't even lean on your stick if it's possible for you to avoid it. Those who say only look at the moon right before the bracha. Base the bracha, but at the time of the bracha, you put your head down. People, you don't look at the moon. It's not supposed to focus overly much on the moon. Vav Isam Seres Seifrim. Ein Mevarim Yorech El Motzei Shabbos. You only do Kiddush Levana a possible Motzei Shabbos. Bialacha based on the box says don't wait till Motzei Shabbos, but after 3 days from the Moilad, you're Mekadesh. And the Meister Rav says the Gra did that as well. But our minhag is to normally wait till Motzei Shabbos, Kumuvusam, when he is fragrant, and in nice clothing. Some say that the pshat is you don't make a bracha on the moon until it becomes fragrant. The moon goes fragrant. It be dark, and then we derive benefit from its light. As we stated previously, that is the Rabbeinu Yonah. There's nothing to do with Motzei Shabbos. Going this, the mind Motzei Shabbos gone. What Motzei Shabbos have to do with Kiddush Levana? But even Kohen argues it's not an impediment, specifically do Motzei Shabbos. Elhiner Ba'am Moem Shar. It's possible. Because when they said to Mekadosh Motzei Shabbos, Tiyeh Hatzlacha. People said that we make Kiddush Levana on Motzei Shabbos, there is success during that month.